Let's get started with, I don't even know where I want to start. A number of emails. We got a lot of Happy New Year emails from people over the last few days. A lot of people also saying, what's going to happen in 2011? What should progressives do? What should Barack Obama do? I'm disappointed with Obama, so on and so forth. And I kind of thought about, well, what exactly should progressives be doing? And what should be the view of Barack Obama? Because, you know, our audience knows, and you know, Lewis, that we have been critical of the president. We don't deny that we're liberal. We don't deny that we voted for the president. Lewis doesn't vote, but I voted for the president. But the reality is that there's many things he's done which we've been critical of. And I agree. He's not liberal enough. There's failed promises. There are promises he made which he did not keep. He has been a little aloof lately. Some people say he's been losing touch. But what I say when people tell me that, the few times I'm forced into talking about politics outside of the show, which, by the way, please don't talk to me about politics outside of the show. It's just, I like doing it on the show. People expect me to do the show when they ask me casually about politics. I don't like doing that. Lewis is the guy off the show. He doesn't talk on the show. Off the show, Lewis will talk to you about politics, right?
Well, I don't like to either. Usually what I get is people asking me about the show itself.
Okay, that I don't mind. But remember the previous guy is what I want to tell you. I'm just saying, don't lose sight of what George W. Bush did if you're starting to get bummed out about Barack Obama.
Is it better to not keep your promises or to lie?
That's a question. I don't know. Both are pretty bad. But in all seriousness, I mean, think about it. The previous guy, I'm disappointed with many of what the things Barack Obama has and hasn't done. Healthcare reform wasn't liberal enough, for example. But let's compare that with starting multiple wars, one under false premises for political gain, both really without a way to win, without a way to measure winning, without a plan to get out, without allowing even a discussion of when we might leave, because that would embolden the troops. The previous guy presided over a catastrophic economic disaster, the likes of which we haven't seen for years. And if you're going to email me, I know, Lewis, people will email me saying, when will you stop blaming Bush? I'm not blaming Bush. I'm saying if we're going to analyze the current president, we can talk about the previous guy. No blame here, just a comparison. Pros and cons. George W. Bush was able to make the majority of the free world hate the United States. He put some of the worst anti-progress judges on the Supreme Court. Samuel Alito is literally fundraising for Republicans and bashing Joe Biden at speeches. Think about if you're going to make the argument, well, the problem is Obama now. It's not the Congress. It's not the House or Senate. Let me tell you some of the things that the GOP has said no to during the Obama presidency, or at least attempted to say no to initially. In many cases, Democrats were able to push them through. This is a long list, is it not, Lewis?
Yeah, and let's not forget the countless months of filibustering on different issues.
I mean, ladies and gentlemen, please, I implore you, don't forget the filibustering, as Lewis is saying. Extending unemployment benefits during the recovery to one of the worst economic disasters, which took place during Bush's watch. Nope, GOP doesn't want that. Repealing Don't Ask, Don't Tell, one of the silliest, most discriminatory policies in recent history. No, we can't repeal that. We need studies, and we need to study the studies, and we need to study the people that did the studies on the studies. We need studies on everything, if you believe John McCain. Healthcare benefits for first responders to 9/11 finally passed. The Republicans are patriotic, by the way, but they don't want to close a foreign corporation tax loophole to fund the 9/11 first responders healthcare. $250 one-time payment to veterans. No. Suicide prevention for military members. No. Healthcare reform, which, by the way, was not a liberal reform. It was middle of the road by any reasonable stretch of the imagination. It actually ingrained the for-profit healthcare system even more. It has put more people into dependence on the for-profit healthcare system. No?
It has, definitely.
No to that, and now they want that repealed. But Lewis, $400 billion for the richest 2%? Yes, yes, yes. Not a no in town. So when you, as a good progressive like me, are disappointed by some of the things Barack Obama hasn't done well enough, or has done in some cases, at least have some context and remember who the previous guy was. What would you say, Lewis?
I feel like that's really the only barometer for measuring a president's success is comparing him to
what others were able to do.
What others were able to do, right. What else can you do? You can say you don't like his policies. You can say he didn't do enough, but you just have to compare.
Will Obama be a one-term president? Maybe. But let's keep the disappointment in context at least. I'm not saying I'm no cheerleader for Barack Obama, but at least keep it in context.